Okay. All right, come on over. Hand in the microphone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Kind of sounds like Elvis Presley, doesn't it? First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming. It's so neat to see friends, family, and it's just cool. Thank you so much for coming. And we're not serving dessert until I'm done, so I'm going to keep it short. Whoever said hurry up. But I want a special thanks to Linda's sister and my two kids, Julie and Jill, for putting this thing on. They have managed to frustrate the heck out of Linda because they wouldn't let her know what was going on. Which, of course, was fine with me because she was stressed. And she wasn't doing anything, but she was stressed. So anyway, I want to go a little bit about some 50-odd years ago, how this all got started. And I'm keeping notes because I'm old and I forget. So, somewhere, or sometime in 1964, in Visalia, California, I was working at the Visalia Times Delta, a newspaper, probably around 12,000 circulation. Visalia was small back in those days, and everybody knew everybody, so if you did something wrong, your parents found out. I was about 19 years old. I was living at home, rent-free. I was working at the newspaper. I'd already been kicked out of school because I was having too much fun. Not real proud of that, but the story gets better. So, I was, again, working at the newspaper, and I was pretty content because, hey, I was living rent-free. I could come and go as I wanted to. My parents basically, my sister had already left, so my parents were, like, pretty much childless. So, I'm enjoying life, right? And then this little 16, 17-year-old hottie comes to work.
Uh-oh.
She's blonde, and she had a great smile. Not too shabby. So I was no longer content. I thought, oh man, should I ask her out? Is she going to tell me no?
She should have.
A lot of people, including my sister, said, what are you thinking going out with my brother? So anyway, we kidded around at work. She kind of gave it to me more than I gave it to her. There was no contest. So finally, did I miss something?
No, that's good. That's good.
Okay. She was definitely out of my league. But I was less content as the day went on because I knew that somewhere along the line I was going to have to ask her out, and if she told me no, I was going to go out and shoot myself.
Of course.
Our first date, I don't know if she remembers this or not, but it was a Battle of the Bands in Exeter, California.
Hey.
Which is a little farming community about 10 miles east of Visalia, I guess. And we went there, and she said she had a good time. I don't know if she was just saying that to make me feel better or not, but the whole time we're doing the dance, and I'm thinking, okay, we're going to go home pretty soon. Am I going to get that kiss on the front porch? Well, so we get to her house, and we park out in front. There's a big walnut tree that if you park your car just right, nobody can see into the car. So we're out there talking, and all of a sudden the front porch light must have been a short or something because it's blinking. Well, that tells us it was 12:30 and her mother hadn't gone to bed yet.
Oh, darn.
I don't remember if I got the kiss or not because I just put her on the front porch and I ran. So anyway, I think after that date, I was really not content because I think maybe I was beginning to fall in love after the first date. Not sure she was, but we dated for nearly 4 years after that. So I'm kind of a slow mover. I don't know. So anyway, and finally, I proposed. Now, my proposal was not up to today's standards. You know, you get these guys and you put on this big show and they do the kneeling thing and the whole 9 yards. Suffice to say that, well, I'll let Linda explain that if you want to really hear it, but it was not real good. Again, she said yes because she felt sorry for me, I'm sure. Well, the next thing, and Linda knows what I'm going to talk about here, the meeting with the minister.
Oh, I love this part.
Well, Linda and her family were very, how can I say that? They were practicing Baptists, First Baptists. Not the same as Southern Baptists, but they were very involved with their church. I, on the other hand, was a Presbyterian, and I went to church on almost every Easter. So we had to meet with the Reverend John Epp. And he was I don't know, then he seemed old. He was probably in his 50s at the time. And so he brought us into his office, he sat us down, and he's asking us all these minister questions. And I'm not going to tell you one of the questions he asked because it's probably, forget about that one. But at the end of the meeting, which lasted maybe a half an hour, he takes Linda by the arm. He takes her over to this side of the room. And he said, "You need to think about this." I couldn't believe it. She said, you know, because he had married her older sister and her husband, and he'd married a few other people, and he went through his Bible. And he's flipping the page, and he said, "I married your sister and her husband. They're still married." He flips the next page. "I married these people. They're divorced." Flips the page. "I married these people. They're divorced." And I'm sitting there thinking, this guy's got a lousy batting average. But, so what I'm thinking about tonight is that somewhere up there, the Reverend John Epp is shaking his head saying, "I can't believe it. It lasted." So, he'll get over it, I suppose. So, Linda and I, just to bring you up to date a little bit, we are so fortunate. Over 50 years together, counting dating time. We're still upright, healthy, thanks to modern medicine. We have a great family, wonderful daughters, great son-in-laws, both of which are employed, which is
Hey! Woo! Success story.
And we have 3 beyond compare grandchildren. Yeah, right, good.
How dare you?
That means good, Dylan.
We have Linda's sister Janet over here. She was the driving force behind this tonight, along with the 2 kids. My sister June and her husband Brian are back over here someplace.
And your sweet, adorable niece?
I was about to say, we got a whole bunch of nieces and nephews here and their children. So we are so fortunate to have everybody show up for this. We are honored. I know it breaks into your week and your schedule, and we really appreciate you being here. I'm almost done. Page 4. Serious note. That's what it says here on the paper. I'm not sure how I would have turned out if it hadn't been for her. As I said, I was very content, 19. I could still be living at home at this point. But this little 16, 17-year-old hottie came into my life, and she put me on the straight and narrow, put me through school, 3 years of college, and mostly kept me in line. That's another thing you'll have to ask her. And I can't thank her enough, and I love her more every day.